Every school has its share of dark secrets, from those teachers that everyone hates to how they produce their disgusting school lunch food. But there's one in particular that held my attention, a high school in upstate New York called Ithaca High School. The teachers here are not the only odd thing about this school, though they too have had their fair share of scares, but the secrets the building itself holds. Sure, there are many oddities here that one might question, such as the dark stain that sat on the wall for years, or the mysteriously blocked up doorway that has no purpose. There are the markings in the upper levels that show a history of covered graffiti, or even the elusive upstairs K building. Students were upfront about some of their own experiences, pointing out footprints in the halls or white markings found along the outer walls. But none beat the forbidden tunnels that run along under the school, connecting the different parts of the building, but unabandoned years ago, now only inhabited by rats and spiders.
At IHS, there are the tunnels underground, the spray paint markings up by the gym, and even some of the serious footprints in the ground. Have you ever heard of these mysteries, or do you have any direct experience with them?
I haven't had any direct experiences. I think I might have heard about it, to be honest. I heard about how there's some underground pathways in IHS. I'm not sure if that's true, but that'd be really interesting. Like if I could explore that. It's like watching an episode of Tower Prep on Cartoon Network. Yeah.
Thank you.
No nerd, get out of here.
Also, Killens is a
I've only heard about the tunnels from Mr. Aslar, my English teacher in 10th grade. Apparently one of the ways into the tunnels was in his room.
So, Mr. Reif, I'm sure as a teacher you've come across many different mysteries from both IHS and other schools. Can you talk about them?
Yeah, IHS to me is a pretty bland place. No mysteries as far as I can tell. I think all demons and spirits have been slayed previous to my arrival. But I did work at Oracle Charter School in Buffalo. And there were two mysteries that were bedeviling the staff there when I was working there. The first was a ghost that was haunting the halls. It was partly made out of a mansion. So there's a schoolhouse at the back, and then the mansion was still mansion-y. Big fireplace, stone, marble columns, things of that nature, woodwork. And so this ghost would wander the halls. Sometimes when I'd be teaching film studies, he'd be sitting there watching the film. Didn't know if it was a student that maybe just had poor attendance. Turns out it was actually a ghost. So there's that. Now, another mystery, one day I was walking up the stairs and there was a turd sitting on the steps leading into the main hallway, and people just passed by the turd all morning, and the question really was not only who left the turd, but also why was no one else doing anything about it?
Interesting. Thank you.
The teacher named Mr. Asklar piqued my attention, a person who traveled down into the tunnels and came back alive. I had to interview him.
So, I'm talking about the mysteries of IHS, and one of them that I wish to highlight are the tunnels that go underneath the school and you can find throughout. What are your experiences with them?
Well, there's a trapdoor in my classroom, and when I first started teaching here, we could actually access the trapdoor and open it up. And one time towards the end of the school year, there was a field trip, and in my 8th period class, there were only about 2 or 3 students, and they asked if we could go down and explore. So reluctantly, I agreed, and we went down, and it's a narrow tunnel that we probably made it about halfway down the hall or so, and until we saw something moving, at which point we all came running out of the trapdoor screaming. Since then, the trapdoor has been sealed, and I'm just curious how far it leads and what else might be down there.
Thank you.
What was so dangerous about the zone underneath the tunnels? All these students I interviewed were inclined to venture down into the tunnels if they could, so why not give it a shot? In the dead of night, I snuck into the grounds and made my way to one of the many trapdoors. Not much is known about these tunnels, but that's what gives them such a unique feel. The mystery, the fear, the adventure. Join me now as I attempt to venture into the deeps and uncover more about this diamond in the rough.